And go.
Welcome back, everyone. And welcome back to our adventures in Eberron. I would like to introduce Ben, who plays Ticto Topkeeper, David,
Hello.
who plays Fodor McNurgle, and Brian, who plays Edward Everflame Niven.
Hello.
Our adventure takes where our heroes had left after their harrowing battle with the Cambion, and they head south towards the spire of the earthly anchor. And Ticto is.
And I'm just going to say things are getting weird. Because I keep getting these headaches. And every once in a while, we'll walk into a room and I'll see a thing. And then, like, my time wibbly wobbly stuff goes off. And then all of a sudden it changes. And then nobody but me notices it. And everyone's starting to look at me crazy.
Yes, things get a bit weird. And the spire of the earth, the anchor, as Ticto said, his wibbly wobbly senses went off, and there was suddenly one guardian. There was two guardians, then was one guardian. And we have left. He has assembled 3 parts of the scroll, and four parts of the scroll, and a spell to read them.
Mm-hmm.
With no new questions answered and a lot more asked.
Yes.
We ask you to join us on our quest to become Nerds of Legend. All right, Ticto, you have now encountered the spell that you cannot remember, but allows you to read the 6 book words out of the scrolls, which are, again, to recap, 6 chains, worlds, contain oblivion, ancient power. Those are the only decipherable words at this time.
Oh no, never mind. That was the spell.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can actually read this, and my brain isn't melting this time. So so it says 6 chains, and there's a bunch of blanks, and then worlds combined.
Just to be clear,
blanks.
they're not blanks.
Oh.
They're not blanks. It's like there you can see where the words would be, but they're like just these undulating black, like amorphous shapes. Like they start to look like words, and then they disappear.
So 6 chains, gibberish. Worlds combined, a bunch more gibberish. Broken, gibberish. Oblivion, gibberish. Ancient power. Oh yeah, big gap of gibberish. Ancient power. So, ringing any bells for anybody?
The Guardian looks at you. The Guardian looks, and he's like, sounds about right.
Got anything
No.
anything on that, or just that's all you got? You sounded like you had something to add.
What part of a Guardian would be like, hey, let me tell you, but you're on the path.
A really cool one would tell that.
I would like you to take a long look and think, for 3,000 years I've stood here guarding this. You think that's the kind of guy who'll just tell the first guy who comes in exactly what's going on?
I mean, does it have anything to do with this?
Ticto.
I mean, I guess 6 chains.
Let me get a persuasion check at disadvantage. Go ahead, Edward.
Ticto, didn't you say something about chains? And hasn't this fellow been guarding a chain?
Yeah, I realized that after I said something. So that's an 11 and a 9 plus my persuasion, which is probably not going to be enough. Yep, that's a 9.
Okay. He's like, some things are best learned for yourself.
You're one of those guardians.
Oh,
Got
you
it.
mean I do what I say? Some would go so far as to say, true to his word. That I am.
You know what? Fair point.
Mr. Guardian,
Yeah.
you said that you've been guarding this chain. Who charged you with this task?
He's gonna you see the symbol of the interlock triangles, and he's like,
Yeah, I think he said it was Asmodeus.
this guy,
Even though
it's technically not. I don't know. It's not quite a king. No, I guess my boss would work.
Well,
I guess he's a god.
Can-
Yeah.
there
Yeah, I
any way-
guess my god told me to. My god, not
well, is there any way that we can talk to your boss?
not here.
Where would we have to go?
Oh, that would be Faerun,
Hmm.
or more the prime material. Let me get a knowledge check from any of you.
Sure.
what's it? 14.
Okay, Edward.
Oh, knowledge is not his strong suit, guys, but I guess I will give it a shot on the off chance I could always just score a crit. Alright. Dice cam away! Nope. Okay. Yeah, that's just an 11.
Okay, yeah. You have no idea. He says prime material plane. You're like, I got
Out of
nothing.
14.
What did all of you guys roll?
Out of
Is that
14.
an intelligence modifier?
Yeah.
12.
Okay, yeah. None of you are really that into it. Even Denise sits and he thinks for a minute, and he's like, none of you.
Hmm.
I could tell by the oh so clear looks on your face that you have no idea what I'm talking
No,
No.
I'm afraid I don't.
Mm-mm.
about.
Doesn't
Right.
ring a bell.
Well,
Gonna be tight-lipped on that one too.
you know, hold on. I'm starting to think maybe I will. You don't get, for a person who's versed in time, you don't have a lot of patience. But,
That is because time is a very precious resource.
yeah, especially when you could go forward and backward in it.
Exactly.
So finite.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to get a
True.
monopoly on the business. I don't exactly like. Doesn't mean I like to waste it.
Right. All right. Anyway, he kind of like takes the sword that he has and like etches in the ground. And he's like, "You are here." And he draws circles. And then he's like, "And the prime material plane is here." And he draws it a little bit off to the edge. And he proceeds to draw, and he's like, not that this is going to, help or anything, but this is not the only place. I got this chain from another place. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Are there more
He
chains?
killed Edward.
Is it safe?
That is gone.
Is it
The
safe to
knowledge blanked him
assume?
out. Oh, he's back. Fantastic.
There
I
you
thought he
go.
was sucked into oblivion.
Almost.
Is it safe to
proceeds to
assume there's
explain
5
very
other
quick-
places?
What?
No, just I asked if there's 5 other places.
Oh, there's a hell of a lot more than 5.
Okay. Just curious.
I mean, I see you saw 6 chain just starting to put it together a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, there's a whole bunch.
Like
But
nudging,
I
tiptoe.
am,
You're like, you're
like-
gonna need more watches, I think.
yeah,
I
if you're gonna do one watch
definitely
for every
agree.
place, you're gonna need a whole lot more arms. But
Oh,
anyways, yeah, and we're all like, I watch a chain not from my home dimension, because then if this chain breaks, it would affect my home dimension. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because if I was at my home dimension, I could be like, I got this one, and everybody else, I don't care.
Well, wait a second. Do we really have to like break the chain?
You're welcome to try. You gotta go through me first.
Who said
No,
anything about breaking it?
Yeah, that's the right course of action. Not breaking it.
Well,
You
as
guys
far
are
as I know,
starting to scare me a little bit.
Okay, so
Mr.
there's other
Tiptoe,
places and other
Correct.
chains.
I mean, I'm not giving you any more information. I'm just
Damn it.
letting you understand the whole cosmology.
Very well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like lay it out for you, because to be honest, that's as much as I know.
You're saying something, Edward?
I was just saying, like, what exactly did the thing say that we had to do with the chains?
Again, there was lots of gibberish, but the words I was able to make out were 6 chains, worlds combined, broken, oblivion, and then ancient power.
That sounds bad, no matter how you mad lib that.
He kind of wanders up, like after you guys had this and like got your little bit of. He kind of like goes back and like meanders around his like area.
Okay.
Evidently he's done with the conversation, so
So,
he's like, if you're ready, I'd like to ask you to get the fuck out.
I was gonna ask if we could take a break here for a little bit. You know, take a little bit of a
For
rest.
fuck's sake! You've already been here like
You're in the middle of
5 minutes.
we came a long way and we're very tired.
Didn't we also need the scroll from here?
We already got it. I smushed it with the other ones.
Oh. Well then,
I'll give you like 2 hours. That's it.
Very well.
I mean, not like it's a big problem. I just, you know, you learn to value your solitude when you've been by yourself for a long time.
Yeah, but you'd think
And,
that if you've alone that
boy,
much, you'd be like
terrible.
interested in anything going on.
No, not really.
No.
No. My job is this. I've apparently be kicking ass at it because it's still here. Your voice a little grating. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. So make it quick or whatever you're gonna do. 2 hours. I'll give you that.
Very well. I assume that's a short rest.
Yeah. You got a short rest time. You got the time to peruse whatever other books you want. Rest, hit dice, whatever the hell you feel like.
Gonna read more of my bird trainer book.
All right. You are all level 5 now. So we're gonna take a minute to go with Fodor. What are you working on training Birdnacious? You've got him to where he can like do that confused attack by rushing and just acting like a crazy turkey.
Yes.
What are you training him to do now?
Can I just increase his stats? Like I want a more able-bodied battle turkey.
Sure. You can increase yours. You know, like every 4th level, you can add 2. You can add 1 of his stats.
Who's running his stat sheet? Because I have not made a stat sheet for
I'll give it to
Birdnacious.
you. Like, I'll give you 1 for him.
to wheat. Yeah, I think I'd like to start there while I think of another possibly useful task for Ignatius to learn.
I'm gonna like
Okay.
keep perusing the library during the break.
Okay. Again, everything is an infernal.
Yep, which I speak, so I'm good.
Yeah. And you still have that chained book.
Yeah, so I want to look through if there's any other like interesting spells in the chained book that might be useful to us in our present predicament. Other than that path to Sigil.
Yeah, it's well, it doesn't say path to Sigil. It's just the path to the city of doors.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Meta, my bad.
Yeah, way to go. Ruined everything. Game over. Click.
Shame. Rock's fall.
So, yeah, you look around. You don't see anything great. Give me an investigation check.
That was bad. So very, very bad. 10.
Okay. All right. You find a couple scrolls. And you find this a scroll that it says mind sliver.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And the scroll for it's called suggestion.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yes. I got some goodies.
Oh my god. I was like wondering why my D&D Beyond wasn't working because it got signed out. All of a sudden I have nothing. I was like, why is everything trying to get me to buy stuff? All right. Are you going to keep look? Does anybody else look or what are you doing?
Were you planning on doing anything, Edward, during the rest, or? Because I was gonna ask you something. If you're not.
No, you can go ahead and ask Edward whatever you're. Edward doesn't really have anything to do, so he's just kind of like.
Hey, Edward. Have you ever heard of a place called the City of Doors?
Knowledge check, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
At disadvantage because you've already tried a cosmological one, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we get some dice here. Dice camera. Away.
Away!
Yeah, that's 7, all things considered.
Okay.
So I look at him and I go, "Oh yes, I've heard all about it."
Wow, just straight line. All right, explain to him in detail what you've heard about it.
Oh, well, you see, it's a city. It's made entirely of doors. There's not a single wall there.
Insight.
In fact. Okay, so let's see.
All right, that's competing. Insight and then deception.
It's a natural 19. You crit, didn't you?
Well, let's see here.
Oh.
37.
Ah!
Yeah, no, that's a 3 on the die. So, even with my bonus, it's only 6.
Edward, do you take me for a fool?
Edward kind of looks at you, and he just kind of like...
He's like, yes, I do.
At first, you can see him like kind of wonder if he should say something, but he's like, "I'm sorry, knowledge is just not my strong suit.
You know,
I'm not a very wise individual.
You know,
I'm incredibly wise, but I'm very not like book smart."
One thing I've learned during my studies as a wizard is just because one doesn't know something doesn't mean it's a problem not to know it. We better ourselves by admitting our lack of knowledge so that we may have a chance to learn. And I am done pontificating. Thank you very much. Guardian? Question?
What? What? You still here?
Yes. I was curious. Could, if it's not too much trouble, could you tell us anything about the City of Doors?
It's a city made entirely of doors. There, you happy?
Edward just kind of like looks at you and kind of just gives you a sly smile and is just like,
I'm mad that my companion was lying through his teeth to me, yet he somehow found a way to be correct.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of your intelligence, but it is called the City of Doors.
Well,
Like,
yes,
it's not a
but...
mad leap to be like, is there a shitload of doors in it?
Well, I was...
You know, if it was the City of Walls, it would be, oh, the City of Walls. Or the City of a couple doors. No, this is the City of Doors.
Do you have anything that's a little bit more, like, additional information by something that's that, low-hanging fruit?
Jesus.
Would you like me to shut up and walk
That
away?
is holy, or unholy, you don't listen. I've been here for 3,000
I can
years.
make...
That is continuous 3,000 years. That's 3, and then 3 zeros behind it. I've no vacations. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, but I take a week off every month to go to the City of Doors in case a tiny gnome wizard comes to ask me questions. But here we are with me, limited knowledge of the landscape, other than knowing it's bigger than what you think.
You don't have any hobbies? You don't, like, try to educate
Yeah,
yourself at all?
I got this big
that's
chain.
it? You know...
Yeah,
wait. I'm sorry. Hold on for just one moment. Did you say that you can go to the City of Doors?
Isn't your 2 hours almost up? Or just...
No, please, answer the question. Just please.
Well, yeah, you could go to the City of Doors. You can go to any city.
Yeah, there's a spell for it in that chained-up book over there.
Well, it appears that you've answered your own fucking question that has been it.
Yeah.
I mean, a ticket to somewhere. I wonder if it takes me to that specific place named on the ticket. Boy, you'd think for a wizard you'd be a little bit more intelligent.
Tic-Tac, come over here for a moment, please.
Yes, Edward.
Yes, please, talk to yourselves, quietly.
Huddle for a moment.
Oh, okay. Huddling.
It seems that we actually have an advantage here. He seems to find you quite annoying. Perhaps.
No, I absolutely do find it gratingly irritating.
I'm sorry, this is a private conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, then fucking leave and talk outside.
Go on.
Again, Guardian. I could still fucking hear you.
Follow my lead on this, Tic-Tac.
All right.
I'm now like propped up on Bird Nacious, just being like, "What are these two idiots?"
I'm just gonna cast message at Edward and I'm just like, "What's your plan?" So, because he hears.
Remember, you only have 25 words.
I'm Henry VIII. I am Henry VIII. I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before, and I just start like singing like constantly, and I do not shut the fuck up until like you can clearly see that this guardian is at the point of like just either bitch slapping me across the room or just breaking mentally.
No, it's definitely the former.
And I'm kind of hoping that Tic-Tac joins in.
Yes,
and we just,
absolutely.
Yes. Like we get into flanking positions so that like one on each ear, and we just like go at this.
I would like
Just
an
going around him in
check
circles.
from both of you.
This is gonna be terrible.
Oh, that
This is gonna
one.
be amazing.
Dice camera away. Oh yeah, nope.
All right. As you two are singing and dancing around him, he's going to be like, ah! and reach out and grab both of you.
Oh shit.
And he's gonna kick you. He's like, fucking done! And he kicks the door open, and he, like, underhand tosses both you out the door. And he shuts the door. And then he looks at Fodor, who's been quiet the whole time, and he's like, you got about an hour and 45 minutes left.
Right.
Ah,
Thanks. I'll be quiet with my bird.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and he goes he goes back to like inspecting his like the chain and his like area that he lives.
Can I like quietly rummage around now for any tools I might find useful? As I am a
yeah,
gnome
absolutely.
and I am prone to tinkering, I would like to find some tools if possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I probably don't find any tools. That'd be a perception check.
I would
Or an
like a
investigation.
D20 roll for you.
I did not do well. I got a 9. Unless you're doing some weird homebrewy biz.
Okay, a 9.
Mm-hmm. 9 on the dice.
Okay, you find a long like it's like this blackened onyx type staff, right? It's got these little rune marks on it, and it's hollow on the inside with this little like nick on the top, like a little kind of like a little swoop that points up on the one end of it. It was about
Okay.
this long, and it's black, and it looks like it could be attached to something. But you don't really understand. What languages do you speak?
I think I just speak Gnomish and Common.
Okay. Then you don't really understand it, but they are pretty intense, and occasionally they do like a little flicker of energy on it,
Okay.
but nothing great. And then you keep looking around, and you find a bunch of like little rounded pellets and like a ball of what looks like just regular ball bearings. You find strangely a large bag of something that appears to be sunflower seeds. And then
Okay.
just you find a couple old blankets, a couple little carvings, a lot of like if you're investigating like the room, you find like imagery of like the structure being built around the chain. And you do learn the chain is much older than the structure.
Right on. All right, I want to take the weird obsidian hollow doodad.
Okay?
And the ball bearings, I think.
Okay.
And a handful of what appears to be the seeds.
Okay. Do you eat one?
Put them. No, I'm not going to eat one. I'm just gonna like tuck them into a pocket or a pouch.
Do you feed
Okay,
it to Bird
A pouch, yeah.
Yeah, Bernacious is super excited about the fact of these things, though.
Yeah, do I notice that? Should I roll for noticing?
No, it's just like,
It's like, okay. Maybe I'll grab 2 handfuls, put them in
okay.
a pouch. Seeing his response.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right, then.
What was your
he's like,
I'm sorry.
Your
what was
time
that?
is,
I'm gonna slowly head outside.
your time is starting to come to an end. So maybe, you know what? I appreciate you being the less annoying of all your friends. But it's still time for you to go.
Yeah, that's fair. We were just heading out anyway.
Yeah,
Good luck with guarding your chain and whatnot. I'm gonna go back to adventuring.
yeah, right. You know, if you come back to visit, that might be all right. But those other two, never ever do I want to see them again.
Fair.
So, yeah. well, get the fuck out. As he opens the door and, you just walk
You know,
out.
like
So, Edward, what was the
tiny man,
game
big
plan
walk.
there? Were we...
You seemed like you wanted information. I figured if you annoyed him enough, he might just, say enough, anything to get you to shut up.
I see. Fair. Might have missed the mark on that one, but, you win some, you lose some.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're never going to go back there.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and go to that City of Doors place.
Okay,
Do you
so what do you guys
have
try
the
to
spell
do?
I can't use it unless I'm unless I use it straight from the book. It's like that translation spell. So we'll probably have to come back
guys,
here. Yes.
guys,
Yes.
I have questions.
What are your questions?
All right, Ticto.
Mm-hmm.
What does this weird shiny black doodad say? And
And I grab it, and what does it say?
I don't know. It's the
I'm
object
asking-
Joel described. It has some like weird, shimmery, creepy looking writing on it. So I'm like,
It's an
maybe
enchantment.
Ticto can read it.
You read Infernal. It's an enchantment.
Okay. So, it's magics.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that prepared.
What do you mean? What it's prepared? You're reading the enchantment.
Oh, so what's the enchantment?
It's not hidden.
Yeah, just on
Oh, I didn't
this
know if I
2D
needed
bendy
to have
thing.
like
No,
detect magic
no.
or something.
I would have made you roll or something if it did. No, it's literally just written in Infernal on it. It is an enchantment that essentially whatever passes through it does fire damage.
Oh. Okay. So if you shoot something, it's like a tube thing, right? Like a blow dart type thing, or what?
No, it's just a tube.
Okay. It's a tube where anything you shoot through it or put through it will deal fire damage.
Well, if you just blow through it, will it just make fire?
I don't know. I blow
Me
up.
try. I'm gonna try it.
All right. Okay.
Does it do anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Malarkey.
The ball bearings.
Very downtrodden.
The ball bearings.
Oh.
I wasn't
Yeah.
there. I wasn't
Do
there.
do the ball bearings like you were there?
No, I wasn't there. We'd been kicked out by the time you found the ball bearings.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was just
Yeah,
you.
I forgot about that.
Because you were quiet.
I was
It's like,
reminding David above the table.
My bad. Didn't take the nod right.
Do you have anything that you could fit through this tube?
I'm gonna get some water out of my water scan and blow water through this tube.
Okay then.
What's it do? You said
you
it does
put
fire
water,
damage.
just a mouthful of water.
Just
and then
spit a
you
mouthful
spit
of
it
water
out.
through it.
It's a cloud of steam.
That's neat.
Interesting.
Yep.
Excellent. That might be good for you to have. I don't have on.
I
hand.
really like this. I would not let you have it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I've got firebolt. I can shoot fire from my fingertips, so
yeah, but you don't have fire tube.
that's fair.
I've got fire tube.
So, gentlemen, what's our next
Thank you,
move?
Ticto. I really
right,
appreciate you letting me
David?
know that fire tube and Edward.
David, you may now
What the
claim
fuck?
Bertnacious in Eberron on D&D Beyond.
Okay.
You made a battle turkey character.
Yes, I did.
That's amazing. And Edward, my question for you is, what are these? And I just like reach into the pouch with the weird seeds that I'm like, these might be sunflower seeds. These might be demon spider eggs. I don't know what this is. Like, what are these? Can you identify it?
Can I identify it?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean...
Roll a
I'm asking
nature
you-
check.
All right. Yeah, here we go again. Transition. Dice camera.
Druid, dude, druidy things.
Yeah, no, that's a 13.
All right. So how do you try to figure out what they are?
I look at them and I try to remember back to anything that I might have learned in, the wild as a druid. Again, knowledge not my strong suit, so
Yeah,
I'm pretty much like looking at them.
You are 100% certain these are sunflower seeds. It wasn't a high DC. They are sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
so
legitimately just eats them.
Okay. So I take one, and I look at it, and I kind of flip it over a couple times, and I just kind of like, and then I hand it back to him, and I say, perhaps you should feed one to Birdnacious.
All right. I'll trust your druid craft. I toss a few at Birdnacious.
Oh God, no! I said one. And then as
You are a
The
very
bird
mean little
dive.
man.
Drive it with
Birdnacious
her.
just snatches it and is like loves it. He's like, this is great.
oh God,
Um.
no! You've given him the bird crack.
He
Hooray!
starts up. Yeah, he's like.
Well, gentlemen, what do you think our next step in our journey should be?
Well, we have all the scrolls that we knew about.
Mhm.
Perhaps we should head home.
Yes.
After all, I did
Home?
promise Denink a introduction with Captain Bertram.
Ah, yes. I guess we'll start heading back to Sharn.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you have a couple options now. You can see the Kraken Bay. Since you have the map, all of you have the map of the morning. You know if you go due.
Can you
show
show
the
the map?
No, I cannot.
Very well.
Let me get out of here.
All that porn.
Yeah, it's just porn.
Gotta
I'm
close
like,
out
you
all the
guys are
tabs.
not. You guys are boring me to death.
This doesn't work. Don't do that here.
All right, do you see it?
Yes, we can see
No.
it.
All right. So right here, up. See if I can zoom it in. Nope, I can't do any changes while it's here.
Mm-hmm. You can try hitting like plus or minus on the up in the corner there.
No, I did. It doesn't allow it. So you see this spot right here.
Uh-huh.
This is where the tower is.
Uh-huh.
You see, essentially, due west, you could come into the Field of Ruin.
Mm-hmm.
But, you also can hit Whitehearth and hopefully jump back on the lightning rail. Or you've got the option of going back up.
So we're kind of
And
like
getting to here, to Tronish, where it was.
okay.
Crimson Waters and all of that.
Okay. And where is Sharn?
God, Sharn is way over here.
Oh dang, we traveled on the thing for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you did. It was a 2-day journey.
Ah, shit.
Sharn is way over here.
Okay.
Yeah, to give you an idea of what the whole thing looks like. Here is where you are right now. Okay? You see it?
Uh-huh.
And then you take all the way down here to Sharn, and you took the low road.
Yeah.
You took from up here, you went down, over, and then you came through here, because this goes under the mountain, and then
Yeah.
you went up and around. You went on the Scenic Route.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, that's right. We asked for the Scenic Route.
Yes, you did, because it's the one less traveled. This one has very little, like, passengers.
Okay.
Like, this is the one that goes up through like Woodhelm and Rote, where you guys started over here. This is the heavy traffic area. This is like by far the most trafficked area, the one that's overland. But the shore side, not really.
That's the red line.
Kind of. It's not really that. It's just it doesn't. People don't have a lot of need there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's mostly forest and woodlands and not a whole lot of stuff going on there.
Okay. So, gentlemen, we have two options. We can either
You have three. I mean, you could try to do the water too, but there's. I mean, you could try to go to Seaside down here.
I feel like we'd be slower than just getting back to the lightning rail.
Oh, absolutely. Lightning rail is your way to go.
Yeah.
But I'm not liking the name Kraken Bay. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. We have two options. Three, technically. If we want to get back to the lightning rail. We can cross. Oh.
You guys still wanted it up
Oh,
there?
still, yeah, keep it up there.
Oh, my bad.
I like having something to look at. We can cross the Mournlands to Whitehearth, or we can retrace our steps. Or if we want to take a long way, we can go down to Seaside and go by boat. But that will take much longer than if we get ourselves back to the lightning rail.
I vote for the lightning rail.
Yes. Would you? Let's forge a new path. I'd say. Let's head towards Whitehearth.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. Whatever it is that you think is best.
All right. And then I strike off in the direction that I have discerned from the map.
Okay. Now, if you understand the legend, this much is 100 miles.
How
So
much?
that's 1, 2, 3, 400 miles to cross the Mournland.
I mean, we already went 400 miles south.
Yeah, well, on an absolute, like blasted.
Oh yeah. Hey, Danique, you want to supercharge again?
No,
Damn it.
no, I do not.
Very well. Well,
All right,
No, I do,
Bernatius.
but no,
Away!
it didn't help.
so that's like a 20-day journey then.
It's a long journey. Especially that this land is absolutely ruined.
Okay. On
So-
second thought, that's a very long way. Perhaps we should go to Seaside.
Seaside?
That's 100 miles.
Yes. Because I don't think we brought enough provisions to travel 400 miles across the Mournlands.
Oh, I did.
Yes, well,
We didn't.
we did not.
Gentlemen. Oh, never mind.
Yes.
No.
Let's make our way.
Spit it out.
We could make our way to Seaside, perhaps grab a boat and make our way to the lightning rail at Rook'n'Drawl, up the river. Would be certainly less cumbersome. Either way, we're in for a long haul unless we take the Denink Express, which apparently is not an option this
It's
time.
just one journey. I think I could handle it.
I mean, I don't want to impose. We can certainly go to Seaside.
Well, I'm just saying, four times. I shall most likely die. But I may have one.
I don't want to risk it. We shall go to Seaside.
You're gonna see a mix of emotions from him, where he's like kind of like happy and you think a little sad.
Do you want to do that again?
No, it's
Insight.
Not okay.
Are we creating a electricity addict?
Oh, absolutely. Like, you ever seen Futurama where Bender?
Yeah.
Like, starts
So he's like
turning off?
got them hooked
Yeah.
on. I got an
Yeah,
what
like
is my
100%.
insight? I got an 11 insight.
Okay. Still doesn't take much. Like you still suspect that he said like no, but part of him's like yeah. But right now it's more convinced he's probably more no.
Okay. Yes. Well, let's make our way for the sea and head to seaside.
Okay. You guys head south. Are you going along the shore?
Yeah, I see no reason
Okay.
why not.
Okay. The shore is a little bit different on the Moorlands, like where everything's kind of like, the majority of the inland areas are like blasted and like look like the Badlands. The constant moisture, even though it's salt air, has led to a little bit more of life coming back. Like there's a little bit of sparse shrubbery. Nothing verdant by anything, nothing like the forest. But like it's definitely the seaside and the ambient moisture has led to the area being a little bit more fertile, a little bit more less depressing. Like you guys for the first time in a while feel like your spirit's lifting over this journey. And you guys, yeah, it's actually kind of a pleasant journey. You make it the first day with now you've gotten a little bit of a idea on what's going on. You start hearing the loud, clicking sounds of like you don't know exactly what it is, but you're like you now know weird sounds equals probably a problem.
It's all
So you're able to hide and get out of the way. The first day, the second day, same thing, quite calm. You're not you're still looking at like another 4 days worth of travel. This one is a brighter day. Sun actually is breaking through the cloud bank, and you see the closer you get to the ocean, the more kind of like this like hanging enchantment of darkness is breaking, and you see a little bit of sunlight this time. You actually encounter like a small patch of like toughened branches and lichen with like flowers over it, and you do actually see what looks like normal wildlife. And as you see that, you then see like this large winged shape fly up from the edges of the cliff, like fly up and like grab one of the smaller deers, and, like fly off. It just looked like this black winged creature that's like all wings. And you're like, right, not safe just because there's sunlight. Copy that. And Danique is like, oh, my. On perhaps a quick journey would be prudent.
I mean, we're already halfway there at this point.
Yes. Exactly.
I'd be like, I think we can handle it, Danique. We'll be okay.
Okay, well, there's more. There's more beasts like that along the route. Just saying.
Well, if we encounter something that seems to be too big of a threat, then we know we have our getaway. We have our getaway plan. Fair?
Fair. Let me get a perception check.
For everyone?
From everybody?
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody. 14.
Okay.
13 on Edward's part.
17.
You guys hear, I don't know. It's like the sound of like claws against stone. And a little like, and over the distance, like about maybe a good 100 feet away, you see a large metallic shaped creature. Got like plates interlocking, but it still's got a pretty good range of motion. And two large bug-like eyes. As it climbs up it starts climbing up over the side of the cliff.
Oh, you
And in
are
its
an
mouth,
ugly
it's
one.
got like just like a bunch of like various odds and ends, like rubble, but like it's not exactly rubble. It's like junk, like pieces of things. And he's like, "Pfeh!" He spits them on the ground, and he gets up, and you see him like crouch over and start going through each piece and look at it. And he's like, "Pfeh!" Spit and like pull a rag out from like the side and rub it. And you hear like the sounds of him speaking, but like he's too far away. You don't know exactly what he says. He's not being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He's very intently working. But he's right in your path.
Hello, sir.
Oh, you go up to him?
I'm not approaching. I'm shouting from a distance.
Ah!
Be you
And then
friend
he's
or
gonna
foe?
look at you, and he's gonna go, "Hello,
Hello?
hello.
Are you friend or foe?
Depends. What are you doing here?
Just passing through.
No one passes through here without a purpose.
Oh, yes?
Are you telling me you're just wandering?
No, we're just not wandering. We are traveling
Have a
through this area.
purpose?
Yes,
We're
with a
wandering.
goal in mind.
Kind of a long way to get there. So just say yes.
If that's fair.
Yeah. What brings you here? Why are you on this side of the Morlands? Are you a seeker too?
Seeker of what?
You don't really know till you find it.
What are you seeking?
I'm looking for stuff
I see.
like and then he'll notice Denink, and he's like, he'll look, and he's like, you have that kind of stuff.
You're looking for Warforged?
No, I look for parts of the old kingdom, like before the war.
I see.
You know, back when they had machines. That's what I'm looking for. Parts of useful machines.
I see.
Would never take apart the Warforged. They're aware.
I understand.
But I'm looking for relics of that nature.
Yes, we're seeking some other knowledge, and we were just passing through from the lightning rail, and
The lightning rail doesn't go this way.
we realized that. We didn't feel like going back across the moorlands back to the lightning rail, so we figured we'd cut down to Seaside.
You're hoping to take a ship.
Yes.
Oh, you could have just led with that.
Well, that's true, but whatever. So it seems that we are not working contrary to each other's purposes. Therefore, we shall bid you a good day, and we'll pass you by.
Okay. Do you guys have any other interactions with him, or are you just gonna?
I mean, I don't have anything to like trade with him or anything.
I don't know. You didn't ask him. You just got in some weird, awkward, like dodgy conversation.
Well, I mean, we're out in the middle of
Where are you
freaking.
going? What do you want to know?
We're out in the middle of
most
a
things
wilderness.
attack
I'm not
us.
gonna just like walk up to a dude and be like, "Hey, man, how's
You
it going?"
did. That's exactly what you did. That is literally like almost word for word what you did.
Well, I asked if he's a bad guy or not, and then he
Listen,
gave me a cryptic
I just
answer.
asked you, how often in life have you walked up to somebody and he just like, "Don't fuck with me, bad guy"? I mean, like.
And if they were a bad guy, wouldn't that make them more likely to lie
Yeah.
as to
I don't
get the
know.
drop on you? He's gonna cannibalize Denink. I'm convinced of it. He's just gonna be like,
Considering where I work, that actually happens to me an awful lot. Where they come up to me and they're like, "Oh, hi, bad guy."
Hello, bad guy. And they're like, "Oh, weird."
Yeah,
All right, well, so do you offer to trade with him, or do you just continue around him?
I really don't have anything to trade with him, so I was just like, "See ya."
Okay. Well, best of luck.
I mean, are you looking to get rid of anything, or did you found anything of interest that you might like to trade for? I don't know what was common practice when two people come across each other in the moorlands.
He's, depends. You have coin or artifice?
We have coin.
I have artifice.
Yeah.
At least skills.
Well, what do you have?
He's gonna pull out, a couple, like, small devices. One is it looks like a broken centipede. And he's like, I found this one just now, and I'm not 100% what it does. But it seems to be missing a piece. But and then I have another, and it's like a roundish thing, probably about this big around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got holes in it, like in a grid, like like those rotary phones, way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like equidistant holes, like six or eight of them, and it's clearly a part to something else.
okay.
And then he has a couple crystals that are glowing green and one that is glowing bright red. He's like, unfortunately, I have nothing that works outside of my shop, but I have these pieces. They might interest. You have something that might work with them. Or an idea of what they might be.
This has like drawn my interest with the glow from the crystals from where I was kind of like standing and just kind of like idly petting Birdnacious. I'm gonna come over and become interested in these weird objects and use my Artificer's Allure to try to identify them.
Okay.
Nerdy barbarian.
I was about to ask Denink. I didn't know we had a artificer barbarian.
Yeah, man. It'd be like that though. Alright, so that's twice my proficiency bonus. That puts me at 19.
You don't know what it is, but that thing with the holes in it, like, you are convinced that that thing needs to be in your inventory. You're like, I have to have that. You're not 100% why, but your gut tells you that
Okay.
Yeah, you need to have that.
I need this.
Yes. Edward, what's up?
I do believe it's time for our break.
That you are correct. We will be back in 5 minutes.
All right. And we are back.
All right. So you guys have traded.
How much did he want for stuff?
What did you offer him?
I don't know.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. I'm gonna ask Danique if she knows anything about this other thing, since I saw that Photo's interested in the rotary thing.
He looks at it and it's definitely a component to a machine. However, I don't recall ever seeing anything like that. I'm sorry.
Very well. How much do you want for the rotary device? Or this, the wheel?
I don't. What do you have to offer? Do you have a device or?
We have coin. I don't really have any other.
I've got some warg teeth.
What?
Warg teeth? You know, like from the mouth of a
How many?
warg? A handful.
He gets like to himself and he pulls out of the pouches. That's weird seeing this like bug-shaped creature like reach into like a satchel and like start.
So he's like a bug man.
Yeah, he's like an
Yeah.
insectoid man. He's like
A metal bug man or full bug man?
yeah, no, he's like got metal plates on him. He's like he's
Cyborg
just
bug
weird.
man.
Like he's obviously like he's not attacking. You would have thought he would. But
Well, yeah, you described him as
and
this
he's
like weird bug thing, so that's why I was like, "Hey, we cool?"
well, yeah, I mean it's fair. Nothing makes sense in Eberron. You know that. Like you could have a demon who's like, "What do you do? I sell teeth," and you're like, "So, I mean,
I just
Eberron,
sell
so-
weed, man.
yeah. I mean, you could find a bugbear that's like just an avid, like pot smoker."
Mm. Oh, okay.
He's got it, but he's covered. Unlike that picture, which is obviously an ice devil, it's similar to that. He's covered in pouches, and he reaches through and he looks and he thumbs through it, and he's like, "Yes, warg teeth would work for a beast sense device that I'm trying to work on. And I have no idea what this is for. So you have a fair trade, I assume."
Sure, why not?
Excellent.
Hand him.
Just curious, does anyone have I don't know, raw iron?
No.
No. Shit.
David, you have ball bearings.
That's not raw iron.
That's fair.
Well, it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry,
I've
like
got
I said, our
ball bearings, but that's not probably what you're looking
no,
for.
that's steel. That's a steel bearings. I don't need those.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyways, you're going to Seaside. Good luck.
Yes.
You can secure passage on a ship for a pretty affordable price. It's if you get one that hugs the shoreline, you should be safe.
But-
Not so much in the deep.
Yes, that was our plan, to follow the coast
What
back up.
happens if you get out in the deep?
There's a chance you learn why it was named Kraken Bay.
Alright, nope. Gonna nope right the fuck away from that.
Note it.
They're amazing creatures. Every piece of them is magic. And you can make some incredible devices with parts, but, too dangerous for me, if you know. I'm not the bravest.
Yes. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, and we'll be on our way.
Likewise, best of luck. And they move up. While he does, he kind of stares hard at Denink for a little bit, like kind of like a bit of longing, but doesn't mess with you. And then goes back to his fussing. And then you see, if any of you are watching as you're walking up, you see him kind of like jump back over the side of the cliff, and a little rope is like tied to the edge, and he's back at it. All right.
I told you he was going to
It is
eat the
now
Nink.
getting to be dark. And it gets, though it's beautiful out, and now it's you're the further you get away from the core of the Mournland, the more you're starting to see like a little bit more light, a little bit more sun. Still completely garbage for landscape, but definitely the easier part. But now it's there's no civilization, there's no lights other than the moon and the stars, and it's kind of hard to tell where the cliff ends. So you find yourself incapable of moving forward for the night.
Well, we'll set up camp.
Actually, we have the possibility of moving forward because as part of my background, I have the feature for Wanderer, and therefore I have an excellent memory for maps, geography, and I can always recall general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me.
Well, I guess the DM's been told to go fuck himself. You guys are, in fact, capable of moving forward.
All right, so I just produce flame in my hand, and I'm like, do we want to keep going?
Don't we all have dark vision as well? You being like a half elf and we're gnomes.
We totally do.
You do realize that dark vision isn't like, it's you see 60 feet. It's not you see like miles and miles and miles and miles.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm aware.
So yes, okay. So you are able to continue moving, not falling off the side of the cliff. Down the coastline. Perception checks for all of you at disadvantage because you are now starting to get very tired.
Oh, okay.
What do you do if they're the same number?
It's
Well,
the
then
same
you
number,
take
then.
the samer of the same number.
Right.
16 on Edward's part.
At 11.
Okay?
9.
Nice. You guys hear sounds coming from, well, pretty much all over. You hear the like scree of like aerial, like birds. It's some things that sound not like birds. You hear the sounds of the water like way down on the ground, and a couple rumbling growls out in the distance. Nothing really is too concerning to you. You think it's like nothing seems out of the ordinary. Like this seems to be just regular wildlife. But still, a little bit of you is concerned. Not like, oh my god, let's run and hide.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty certain that nothing is, like out to get you. You guys are like suddenly very aware of your size, but you still are confident that you can move forward.
Perhaps.
Give me a D8 roll from you, Ticto.
2.
Okay. For the next couple hours, you guys move forward with no problem. Edward, D8 roll and a D20 roll.
D8 and a D20. Okay. Let's see. D20. Dice cam.
Activate.
Activate indeed.
Wow.
That's a 2 and a 3. 2 on the D20.
All right. Excellent. Next couple hours go with very little problems. You guys are doing pretty good. The night's half gone. You guys are still struggling. You guys are all exhausted.
I think it's about time to take a break, Edward.
Oh, well, if you say so.
So, yeah. So,
Like
are you guys
nodding out
decide to set up camp?
ungracious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you are. You guys set it up. Denink again agrees because of his lack of need for sleep. He just needs to kind of like be still. You guys take your rest. About halfway through it, you hear a sound hissing and a low grumbling. And the beating of thick, leathery wings. And you hear Denise be like, I think you might need come out here. Possible?
Ticto's up.
Okay.
9 up.
I once again put fire in my hand and I follow them.
Is it the
Okay.
one debug man?
In the distance, and by the distance, you see about 60 feet away, you see a massive creature with a, like, very slim, feline type body and a large head with fangs on its face. And a long spiked tail beating these black leathery wings.
Hello there.
As soon as you call its attention, it goes from its like search and its like flying pattern to stop. Its head turns and it comes straight towards you. And there's your chair.
Run away! Run away!
Natural 20 on my part.
Oh my.
Yes, get fucked.
I got a 22 on my
I
initiative.
also got a natural 20.
Oh, nice. What's your dexterity?
Wait, shit.
Probably lower than yours. 12.
Yep.
I got a 23 for my initiative.
It's the blue one.
Natural? No, you don't. You got a +8.
Yep.
All right.
I'm not cool enough to have a dice cam like Brian. Jealous. Jealous of your sweet, sweet dice cam.
All right, go for it. The creature is going to like veer in hard. At Edward, who has presented himself as a meal. And is going to make a fevered, like, it's gonna like fling like wildly fling a tail spike at you that you're able to dodge quite easily. Does it and a 10? He does another one as he keeps coming closer towards you. And on its final attack towards you, it's going to do. Does 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay. You are going to take 5 points of piercing damage. Bodor. This creature is now eye level with Edward.
Okay.
Still slightly in the air, but less than 3 feet off the ground in the process of landing.
Okay. I think I am going to try and flank it from the side while it's not paying attention. From Bird Nacious. Yeah, I'm gonna use my battle axe. No, I'm not. I'm gonna use that Cambion spear thing. And I miss, unless it's got an AC of 9 or lower.
Nope.
And I take a second attack turn, because hooray. Thanks, 5th level. And I miss, I think, again. 11. Yep.
Correct.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
All right, Nico.
Is there? So he's like right up on Edward and Fodor right now. The thing
Yes.
is, okay.
But he's on Edward.
Yeah, but Fodor's attacking him.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that puts area of effect right out, so that means not my favorite spell, but it's time for me to cast Magic Missile at a 3rd level. So, that means I need more d4s. I'm just gonna cast all 5 darts straight at the thing. That's 3, 6, 10, 14. That's 20 points of force damage right at the beastie.
Nice.
Right.
It's sitting there
Tasty
like
part.
still looming towards Edward. It's just like pew 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 pew.
It's like thump, 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 thump.
Nice. All right, Edward.
I take a 5-foot step as I shift backwards, and I outstretch my hands, and I need this thing to make me a dexterity saving throw, please, as I cast Lightning Bolt.
That is 10.
That is a failure. So, dice camera.
Activate.
Oh, that's some good stuff there. All right.
Oh,
so we
those
got-
are. I see some good damage in that one.
Yes. So we got 33 points damage.
I like the cut of your DPS, sir.
Yes, 33 points of lightning damage.
Oh, huh. Well then,
Is it still coming after me?
it is very much coming after you. But now is also very much fucked up. All right. We're going to get Denink. I have to pull up his character sheet. All right. Denink is going to look at the damage that was done and go, oh, okay. Right, I can do that as well. And, we'll miss.
I could do that
Not
too.
fantastic.
Whoosh.
Yeah. Yeah, he super missed. All right, so now this creature is now not pleased with Edward and is going to go after you again. Does a 18 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna take 7 points of piercing damage,
All
and
right.
then he's going to try to do it again and miss, and then he's gonna turn his head towards Fodor.
Uh,
Does the 23 hit?
the 23 does hit. I don't like this.
All right, he's gonna do 8 points of piercing damage to you. And now
Okay.
it is Fodor's turn.
And Fodor is going to retaliate with battle axe strikes and be raging.
Okay.
No fair. I didn't say you could hit back.
This is only for me hitting.
Don't like this at all. I hate
Only
it.
I get to hit things.
All right. Lazy with my math here. Plus 19 hit the what I presume is a manticore above table.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have added the Cambion Spear to your your
So
Your-
D8.
character sheet.
Okay.
So how much damage did you do?
Wow. Not as much as I could have. Let's see, 4 standard damage. Where'd my D6s go? 2 necrotic. No. 5 standard. 2 necrotic. On the first attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it again for 18. Does
Yes.
that also hit?
What was it?
18.
Oh yeah.
And that's 8 standard damage
How do
and
you kill it?
1 necrotic damage. I am, since I get 2 blows on it, I'm just gonna like kind of like a 2-hit windmill attack, like using the momentum of the axe. So I'm just gonna come down on it. Or no, I was using the spear. I think that. Same kind of thing. I'm gonna do a swipe and then circle back through and thrust the thing through its head.
Okay.
Since its head's turned at me.
All right, yeah, and you do, and you just impale this thing, and it goes immediately limp. And it's like you see the wound kind of like blackening and like festering. That is, you could tell, is the hallmark of necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's like "Ah!" from the back
What do
of
you guys
Pertinacious.
do? Is anybody injured?
Oh,
I took a
wonderful.
little bit of damage, but I'll be all right. And I'm start like picking the like spikes out of my chest and whatnot as I'm just kind of like
Right. He's gonna not asking you. He's gonna go up to you and dump in a healing word on you. You're gonna take 7 points of healing.
oh,
Sorry,
thank
cure,
you.
cure wounds. Cure wounds. Sorry,
Oh,
it doesn't make any difference. It's the same.
okay.
All
Oh
right.
yes. Thank you.
It is my pleasure. The rest of the night passes.
Can I try to
No.
harvest some manticore parts?
Oh sure. Give me a survival check.
Keys.
I'll assist.
12. Oh,
You'll assist. Roll with advantage.
okay. I got an 18.
All right. Yeah, you're able to pull out some claws. You're able to pull out a bunch of teeth and like 7 of the tail spikes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with myself after being able to trade some warg teeth for shiny bits.
Yes.
So I'm now excited what I might be able to get with manticore parts.
All right. The rest of the night had passed. Like you guys wake up, complete your long rest. Let's see if you're able to take. Yeah, you're able to take enough so that you can be fully healed. Even though you were interrupted with your sleep, you woke up and you're like, "Ah, I feel like shit," and you went back to sleep. Um, so yeah, you guys make up, and now this morning it was a nice clear day, and you can now see uh seaside in the distance. So what do you guys do? You are right about here.
Keep making our way, I guess, in our world today.
Making our way down.
Yeah, make our way to seaside.
Okay. Then we'll say in the better part of a day, close to evening time, you guys are you have no interest in chasing any more, any weird sound, anything. You guys are like, absolutely not. I want no part of this. And you guys are able to avoid conflict, avoid interactions, and make it to seaside, which is surprisingly a occupied village. Unlike the other ones that are like a blasted warforged town, or like just people that are there to like try to dig for
Refugees and
yeah, it's not. This one is an actual,
prospectors
like,
and
yeah, pretty much anybody looking for like old post, like pre-war artifacts and machinery. They're the only people that seem to be in the moorlands along with Warforged. This one actually has people. People living there. It's not a beautiful town. It's not Sharn by any way, shape, or form. But it's
nice little port
you know,
city.
yeah, a little port city. But it's more like a functional port city. It's not like New Orleans. There's no like culture or music. It's like, what do you do?
It's like
We
this is a good spot
Oh,
for the
no,
ships to stop on the way to the next place.
Pretty much. The people that have been there as long as they can remember, and they're not moving because it's our goddamn home. So, yeah. You get in the town, and they take a look at you, take a look at Denink, take a look at Edward, take another look at Edward, take another look at Ticto, take a long look at Fodor and Bernacious, and then glance over Denink as like, Warforged see these every day. You guys make it about 20 feet into the town before somebody comes up and goes, "You're new to the area. What brings you to Seaside?"
We were looking for passage on a ship back towards the lightning rail. We found ourselves out in the middle of the moorlands, and this was the closest place we could get to.
Always passage on a ship. Never am here to spend coin or just always here for let me get on a ship.
I mean, I didn't say I wasn't going to spend coin. I just said that.
Oh, good. Might I interest you? We'll discuss this transportation at the Leaky Hall Tavern.
Mm-hmm. And who might you be, sir?
Weathered older human male that's talking, and he's leads you off towards a bunch of nondescript dirt, like they're wooden like buildings with some tar over it to keep the like.
Can I get
elements
insight
out.
on this guy on whether or not he's actually has any means of
Sure.
arranging transportation for us, or is this just some grifter? Oh, that's a 5. He's
Cool.
my best
You have
friend.
no idea. You are convinced. He is very certain wherever he's taking you, you really gotta go. So, yeah, you don't know if he's lying or not, but he's really excited about you going wherever he's going.
Very well.
Very shortly, this town is incredibly small. Come to a building, same as all the other ones, tar-covered wood, various states of like weather-worn. This one's got a sign hanging that's got the picture of a ship at a 45-degree angle, like looking like it's going under some drawn waves. And underneath the waves, you see the bottom of the ship with a perfectly circular hole on it. And it says the Leaky Tavern. You go inside, it's 2 tables, a medium-length bar of also weather-worn wood, all the same color, no stain, nothing. It's just put together wood, no ornamentation, and a large cask behind it, and a number of bottles on a shelf, and a heavy-set older woman behind the counter. She's hey, Bill, what'd you bring? I found these gentlemen coming into town looking for a ship. And they're willing to spend coin. She said, that's marvelous. What
Chip
can I
on
get
sandwiches. Yeah.
for you? Of course I have sandwiches. What kind are you looking for? I have fish. There's clam. I have shrimp.
I'm just like looking at Fodor because I'm trying to figure out how he's gonna react to the prospect of
The
seafood.
sandwiches are broken.
I have tuna fish.
I
Mate,
guess that'll work.
if you've got the coin, I can give you one with lobster tail if you'd like.
I don't eat bugs. No, thank you. Tuna will be great.
How
It's
much?
not a bug.
How much for the lobster?
It's do any of you speak Gith?
You said
Definitely
Gith?
not.
No.
All right. Then you hear it in like this like weird language and banter back and forth. So you see like a couple like hand gestures go, and then she's like 10 gold. It's a little harder to come by, but worth it. Your tuna fish is 1 gold.
It's fine. I'll just take the standard fare here. Do you have a stew? I could do with a fine stew.
There's a fish stew. That's 2 silvers for a bowl.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Do you want to drink with it?
Of course.
1 gold.
Seems mighty steep for a brew, but...
No, that's
Oh, is that
total.
standard?
No, that's total. I don't know,
That's
perception
this.
check.
Yeah, I want to know if I'm getting grifted right now. 15.
You look around the room and you see like one other guy sitting at the tables. You don't see any gold pieces in front of that guy.
What do I
He's
see?
got a sandwich. He's got a sandwich and a drink.
Mm-hmm. What do I see in front of him?
Bug sandwiches.
Coppers or silvers?
Coppers and silvers.
It's funny. I'm looking around here, and I don't see anyone else paying in gold, madam.
Hold on. Oh. That's because they pay first.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
I
pay
said to-
after, they pay first.
I'm gonna go look at
So
the
if
guy
they
eating
had
like.
gold, it would be, they would have used it to pay.
I see.
I set down 11 gold onto the table, and I say, I would like the lobster tail.
I would like a drink, and I would like a room for the night.
Rooms are an additional 10 gold.
I only have the 11.
Yeah. She gives you your sandwich, and she gives you the drink, and she goes, yeah, best of luck. Lobster's not cheap.
Very well, I understand.
But she eyes you weird. Yeah, she's gonna like look at you and doesn't believe you, but is gonna take you at your word.
Okay. I take my sandwich, I take my drink, and I take my leave.
Okay, and you leave. As you're turning around, you hear a very furious, like hissing argument, like, but it's again in that same language. You have no idea what it is, but it sounds like they're just like the one guy is like really chewing her out.
I'm gonna go sit with Garrett, not getting anything. I think their weird water bug sandwiches are an affront to gnome kind.
I don't stay. I immediately like take my stuff.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah,
go.
you hear
I'm
him
just gonna
arguing
go.
as
I'm
you're
going with
leaving.
him then. I'm out.
Yeah, and as both of you leave, you hear like kind of escalate. Ticto, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna look him up and down and like, you know, don't you think you've got enough of a payday from that guy today?
I've been rolling her determination. And she's gonna be like, you can't blame someone for trying.
So, can I get a meal on his dime then? Since I'm assuming you grifted the fuck out of him.
I'm sorry, but a deal is a deal. Your friend paid, and it's 1 gold for your sandwich and your drink, sir.
Fine. Not getting any more coin out of me. And walk out the door.
You give him the drink, and you get a sandwich and a. All right. She hands
No,
you
I
out
said
a
you're
meager-
not. No, I said you're not getting any more coin out of me, and I walk out the door.
Okay. As you walk out the door, now you hear in that language you have no idea, but they're going at it now. They're fighting. Like, and then very shortly you see the guy who had the sandwich and the handful of coppers kind of like walking out, like, like, okay.
So how much did you pay for that sandwich, sir?
Oh, this sandwich?
Yeah,
It's 2 coppers.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, they're pissed.
Yeah,
They thought you were gonna give them more money.
yeah, they thought I was
When
an
that one
idiot.
Threw down 11 gold for the lobster tail, which is a good sandwich. It does cost like the gold. It's good, but it's out of my price range. Yeah, they were pissed. They thought you had gold for days.
Well, I had
And when he
gold.
left, oh, they're pissed.
Just because I've got gold doesn't mean I'm willing to spend it
Yeah,
on
as you shouldn't.
sandwiches.
As you shouldn't. I mean, the only reason you get food here is because you don't want to make it at home.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I thought I was getting grifted the fuck out of. So
Oh, they're known for it. They're pieces of shit, but they're the only ones with places that serve food.
My good sir, you said that they're the only one who serve food. Is there any others that serve lodging?
I mean, I got the ship. The only reason they don't screw me out of food is because I got the only fucking ship that'll bring the stuff to them.
oh, really? So we find ourselves in need of a ship, sir.
Ha! Well, if you're willing to do a bit of work,
I'd be willing.
we might have a mutual arrangement.
That sounds lovely.
Provided, of course, that you're willing to stay close to the coast.
Yeah, what he said.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's called Kraken Bay for a fucking reason. And I'm not about to be going into it and trying my luck.
We're
We
headed
have an agreement.
we're headed towards we're trying to get as close as we can to a lightning rail stop towards Shan. Do we happen to be
Oh, shit! Yeah, it's all the way to Kronenberg. That's
Yes.
that's a couple-week journey.
Well, what
It
direction?
just so happens that I'm going that way myself.
Well, shit.
However, any of you good with, energies, magics of the sort? I have
I like prestidigitate and like a flame like bounces like ding 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 like back and forth.
He's like-
I actually produce flame in my hands.
Yeah.
yeah.
My
He sits
bird.
there
He's the
and,
muscle.
As he does, you see the prestidigitation. He goes, that's cute. And he, like, does the same. But he's like, that's fire, though. I could use that one.
I'm sure
He's
your
like-
friends could too.
And he kind of flicks it over at where the wood is for the tavern.
Shit.
Oh shit!
All right, all right, I need you to pick odds or evens.
On whether or not he's pissed or not.
No. Odd? Is odd pissed or is odd happy?
I don't know. What are you just
You gotta
determining
pick.
my mood or?
No,
Oh,
not
the
your
guy's
mood. Just,
mood.
just,
How the guy's gonna react to the.
and then I'm gonna roll.
I'll say odd is happy.
Wonderful, because I rolled a 2. So he's not.
Hooray!
So he looks and he's like, fuck him. We better get going quick. And yeah, he's like, if you're, I'd be pissed too. So away.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Edward, we need
He
to have
does
a
a
talk about
gesture.
sociopathic behaviors and
He
the.
does a gesture as you're leaving, and he like puts the little fire out. But he's like, he's like, maybe they'll learn a little respect. What's doubtful?
Edward, I feel like we need to have a talk about sociopathic behaviors and the construction, whether or not they're constructive or not, because you seem to.
By the way, when you're done talking,
Swing wildly between
Mikey,
batshit crazy and normal. Anyway, continue. I'm
oh
sorry.
yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking something about construction, and he produces another flame in his hand, and he throws it back at the building.
Oh shit.
Perhaps
the
it's
guy's
a-
like, the guy looks, he's gonna like stop on his heel and turn around, and he's gonna be like, listen, I respect your abilities, but you can't be doing that. Not on my ship. So if I have your word, this won't happen on the ship. We'll just let it go. Besides,
You have my word, good sir, that unless we are in great danger, there will be
no,
fire off this.
I don't like the way your words playing here. I'm talking just generally. I want you, whatever the fuck your name is, will not burn your ship. On purpose.
Yes, there will be no fire on your ship.
No, I need that oath of that way.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You cut out.
I
want you to say, I state your name, will not burn your ship on purpose.
I state your name, will not set your ship.
You wanna
aflame.
fuck?
Damn it, Garrett! He's not gonna give us a ride. Do you
I
wanna
turn
walk?
around and punch Edward in the nuts.
And
I look to you, and
he's like, and likewise, I would say, I, cleric, seafarer, will take you to the port of your choosing, as decreed and decided upon before venturing on this journey. He'll spit on the ground, and as if that seals the deal. He's like, your turn, all 3 of you.
I say exactly as he wants me to. But then I look at Ticto, and I ask him,
Do you think that that's 11 gold worth of damage yet?
Well, I mean, there's a difference between, getting pissed that you agreed to the terms
you guys
without
are
asking
talking-
any questions, and then getting mad after the fact and deciding to burn down someone's establishment.
While you guys are talking, that fire spreads up to the tar, and the whole thing starts going.
Okay, at that point, I will go ahead and put it out.
Okay.
Because as soon as I see it like start to catch to like actually create a large fire, I cast Druidcraft and I just snuff it out.
Okay. Well, there is a significant amount of damage on the building. At least the front. It's all scored and burnt. So you guys have secured yourself a ship, and you are ready to head towards Korenberg, which is the closest seaside lightning rail. I think here's a good place.
What's
What'd
the
you say
guy's
the name
name?
of the town was?
Korenberg. Korenberg. Korenberg.
Danky.
What's the name of the cleric,
Your
dude?
captain is Clagan Seafarer, who is a mild practitioner of the arcane arts, and is not charging you for this venture, provided you're willing to help. Provided you're willing to help with something he's been encountering on the way.
Ooh, ominous.
Yes.
And Edward set fire to a tavern.
Hooray!
The people you didn't even get their name.
Do you
My
need
friend.
that? I feel it's better if you don't have their name to burn someone's house down.
Change is inevitable, and there will always be new life that springs from the ashes.
Oh my. Yeah. So I think that's the end of our session for the night, ladies and gentlemen. So catch us next time on Nerds of Legend.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us.
you.